Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between Neeb and Serral for your Patreon episode this week. Episode cast. Let's call it a cast. Bottom left-hand corner on Eternal Empire, we have the Finnish Zerg player. He is terrifying. It is Serral. And at the top right, the Red Protoss player, Neeb. Love me some Neeb. This guy's been playing pretty well in 2020. We're looking at a Home Story Cup group stages here. I think this is Group B, if I remember correctly. But man, it's going to be good. It's going to be such a good CVP between these two players. Neeb going to do what he can to slow down Serral. Serral going to do what he can to rebuff those attempts to slow him down and just be fast and expand a whole bunch and be on 90 workers and then suddenly be, again, terrifying. Which is not to say he's not terrifying in the early game. He has been known to 12 pool from time to time and ruin the hearts of little players like Neeb here, but not today. It's going 16, 18, 17, as you do if you're trying to play safe and standard for Zerg. The 1-gate expand for Neeb happening quite nicely here too. If you need build orders, right? If you're a lower level player and you're like, I don't know how to play StarCraft. When do I make things? I just kind of make them whenever I want to. You're not going to really win that way, it turns out. At the very least, you need a build order for the first 4 minutes of the game. Maybe there's just the first 3. 4 is good, though. But what you want to do is go to lotv.spawningtool.com, and you will see build orders for every race against every race. Up to date, recent, and voted on by viewers like you. So check it out, spawningtool.com, a great place to go. I really need to start tagging them in my tweets, because they will feature my tweets on the front page if I do that sometimes. They're good dudes. I like Spawning Tool a lot. They're good to go to get replays, too. Like, if you see a replay on my channel, chances are you probably can find it on lotv.spawningtool.com. You can search by players and by who they're playing against. So if you want to go, okay, I would like to see a game between Neeb and Serral, you go Serral, and then you say, who's it against? You say Neeb, and then it shows you a list of options. You can choose by map if you want to look for Eternal Empire. It'll show you every game that was played on Eternal Empire by those two players that Spawning Tool has access to. They don't have GSL replays, unfortunately for them, but they do have all the ESL stuff here. Now they've got the WCS stuff. They've got the BlizzCon stuff. And they're, again, a great place to go for dem replays. Zergling. Is there a quick third base, says the Zergling. No, Neeb is not insane. Why would you go quick third base against Serral? He will punish you hard for it. Third base, meanwhile, for Serral, not happening, though. I'm realizing now, I just take it for granted that the 16, 18, 17 will lead into a quick third, but no such thing. Lings are in production. Speed is coming in. Is he going for a Baneling bust? That would be nuts. That would be crazy. Yeah, at this point, I think Neeb just has to say, there is not a third base from Serral. He has something up his sleeve, but he's droning like crazy. He's getting a lair. Was it just delayed forever? Look at these queens coming down here. They're acting like something is actively delaying this from happening. I guess they're worried about the Adept, but the Adepts are at home. So Serral just takes the third at 3:30. Ironically, as an Adept comes in and tries to block it. That would have been amazing if Serral took all this time, brought these queens over to make sure there's not an Adept hanging around, and then right as the hatchery is coming down, an Adept blocks it from happening. That'd be funny. So he sees the timing and says, that's a late third base. What is Serral up to? What kind of shenanigans are we expecting here? We have Oracle 1 complete. Oracle number 2 is on the way. This Oracle's name, though, is Agent Pete McTavish. 10 years after retiring from a life of alien invasions and disintegrating slimy little fish lizards, Stinky Pete is being approached by the High Council to seek an experienced Oracle with the ability to conduct a covert one-man operation in the heart of the swarm. Swearing off the Oracle life, Stinky Pete refuses until one day he hears that his old battle buddy, Bootstrap Jack, was mercilessly assassinated by agents of the swarm. This rekindles his long-repressed lust for Zerg blood, and he returns to the field of battle with every intention to annihilate those unlucky enough to encounter him. All right, fair enough. Pete McTavish, Stinky Pete, feels like a TV show, but don't know anything about it. Doesn't really ring any bells. Oh, we're going Hydroling Bane, which the Phoenix does end up scouting. So Hydroling Bane, pretty good. pretty darn good mid-game, especially against Protoss. What you want to do here is... Oh, wrong button. We got this. What you want to be doing here is things like Immortals and Archons to absorb those Baneling hits. Maybe a couple Colossus would be pretty good here, too, against those Hydras. Just don't get out macroed, because if you get out macroed and surrounded, you can have all the overpowered Protoss units you want, and they will still die. Surrounding is how Zerg beats this particular race in general. Thinking about killing that Adept, but then sentries and stuff show up, and your third base for Neeb is just about done. So what's he doing? Twilight Council and a Forge. Okay, I could, again, Archon's good in this situation. Takes like 18 Banelings to kill an Archon, so if you can make Banelings explode on Archons, that is about some of the most cost-efficient stuff you can do in StarCraft. I'm just saying. You can absorb Baneling hits with an Archon. You should feel good about yourself, and if you're the Zerg player, feel bad. And I have been in those shoes before, absolutely. So it's going for charge. Not going for a Twilight Council yet. But Observer on the way. Always nice to be safe. And a fourth base from Serral. Zergs do like taking this. Because of the Rich Vespian Geyser, they feel like they can hold it. But man, it really turns into Terran and Protoss attacking here, coming up on this ramp, and attacking from the high ground onto your enemy, or onto your minerals that are being harvested in your drones. Again, it's hard to hold, but that's a reason that it's a Rich Vespian Geyser. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation. Is this... I think he's abandoning this. I don't know if he can... Dude, I think the Immortal just needs to be hitting that constantly. He's like, are there more units coming? There's some more Hydralisks and some Banelings coming in, so maybe just a bit of a feint. I don't know. Could he have gotten it? The Creep Trade was continuing to push here. There were Queens, Banelings coming in, a bunch of Hydras. I think Neeb is pretty smart to pull back in this situation. Not a bad thought there, but High Templar out. Are they getting up? Storm now getting started. I thought maybe they would be Archons, but they probably should have been turned into Archons already if that were the case. Nope, we're getting Storm against this, which is one of the best things you can have against a squishy composition like Hydras, Zerglings, and Banelings. All of them take a lot of damage from Storm and can be completely ruined by it. Spire coming in from Serral. Agent Pete McTavish here is still alive with all of 2 kills. That one has 4. What have you been killing? The answer is Zerglings. 16 Lings have gone down today. Huh. Fourth base from Neeb is coming up at the 12 o'clock position. A little bit exposed, although the army is now setting up there to defend it. Free Adept. Serral, though. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but there's a shield battery, and it would take a while to kill that Immortal. The Lings just want to stay alive as long as they can. I mean, if they could have killed the Immortal without, like, they would have thrown away all their lives for that, because keeping the Immortal count down is really nice if you're a Zerg player, but I don't think he could. And throwing away Zerglings' lives for nothing there is not something that Serral or any Zerg player should be into. Centrifugal Hooks getting started here from Serral at about 8 minutes, and he's going Mutas. Whoa! Oh, no, Neeb. Oh, no, Neeb. What's his Phoenix count? He has the ability to go for a bunch of them. He's got one. Who goes Mutas mid-game versus a Protoss? Serral does. Serral absolutely does. Killing creep tumors. A little bit. Not being crazy with it. Hallucinating Phoenix seeing the Mutalisks. Fleet Beacon immediately gets started for the Anion Pulse Crystals upgrade. And I wouldn't be shocked if Neeb threw down another Stargate here, too. He's getting cannons. He's already got 1 cannon in the mineral line, which is enough to handle, well, 4 mutas, but not this. Not this. Dude, Serral's in love with Mutalisks recently. And that's your good game in game 1 of our sneaky twofer. Oh my gosh. Serral just caught him entirely by surprise. I was not expecting that ending at all. I thought this was going to turn into a great game. But then Serral just decided out of nowhere to make 15 Mutalisks. And Neeb wasn't ready for it. He didn't scout the Spire soon enough. He was trying to go for that Fleet Beacon again for the range for the Phoenix. He's getting cannons up to try to save the day, but that mineral line was toast. And if you use an entire mineral line versus Serral when he already has 83 workers and a maxed out army, you're just dead. So Neeb tapping out, not too surprised there, but did he ever even scout the Spire? Did I ever scout the Spire? Oh, it was right here. Yeah, when did he see it, though? I want to know. Okay, so this is his vision.
I have met the enemy.
Oh, not until now. He didn't see it before he saw the Mutalisks. And then this hallucinated Phoenix is like, oh, look, a Spire. And then he taps out. Oh my gosh. All right. Again, that's game one of the sneaky twofer between these two players. Good golly, that was unfortunate for Neeb. Let's move into game number 2 here for our Protoss player and see if he can perform a little bit better against, again, the Finnish Zerg. We'll be right back. Game 2 of our sneaky twofer is here on Everdream, the Ladder Edition. Bottom left-hand corner, it is Serral. Top right, it is Neeb. Wow, that game 1 was kind of abrupt. Probably the most abrupt cast that I've had in a while. But yeah, 15 Mutalisks show up and you're not prepared for it. That is an immediate GG. You can probably try to hold out, but your chance of success, especially against Serral, is pretty darn close to 0%. And against Serral, I think it is actually 0%, so... Alright, Neeb. Let's see what you have here on Everdream. One of the new maps from the map pool. That is a cool flag. Let's see it, though. I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming Protoss, just because it's Protoss in design, but... That's neat. I kind of want a StarCraft 2 flag in my house. Just blowing in the breezes that I have inside my home. I don't have breezes. That'd be crazy. Actually, if I lived in a place that had incredible climates, I would have breezes inside the house. Like, I was watching, again, Narcos. I love Narcos on Netflix. It's an incredibly good show. But you have people living in Colombia where it pretty much never snows unless you're in the mountains. So they have these incredible open-air homes where it's just like, there's no door to the outside. It's just an archway. And then here's the kitchen, and here's the living area. And the bedrooms are probably closed off for air conditioning purposes, I guess. But for the most part, it's just like, hey, we live here, and there's constant breeze flowing through. And you could have a flag in there that'd be flapping all the time. That'd be so cool. One day I want to live in a place like that. That would be nice. That said, I do like snow. I complain about shoveling it, yeah, but I could also just get one of those heated driveways where you flip a switch and it melts the snow off of your driveway, like as it's snowing. That'd be so cool. I need to see how much that is. It's probably way too much. Probably way too much. That's fine. You know what? Let's talk about the game. Neeb's 1 gate expanding. Serral's going 16, 18, 17. I do wonder if him... Oh, he delayed the third base to go for a quick lair. So he delayed the third base so he could go for a lair and a spire faster than if he went for a quick third. And they allowed him the mutas to come out at a time when Neeb didn't expect it. Neeb saw the late third, but there's a couple things that can mean, and one of the things apparently it can mean is Mutalisks. Wasn't quite ready for that. Unfortunately. Another Stargate opening, and the trick here is, if you open Stargate, usually Zerg players won't even bother trying to go for Mutalisks because Phoenix counter them so hard, and you really have to catch the Protoss by surprise for them to work. And so I think he just assumed he was safe against Mutas, which was... That was a lie. That was determined to be completely untrue. So we do have another Oracle name here ready to go. Again, if you want me to read your Oracle name, you can do so by putting it in the comments of any of the videos that are on my channel. I'll read it. I'll put it on a list. So Oracle's name is YouTube Algorithm, the secretive decider of winners and losers. The algorithm works in baffling and contradicting ways. In reality, it was a Protoss War AI designed to turn humans insane, trying to figure out its inner workings. Turns out we are too insane. We are too insane for it to make anything worse. So they reuse the code as an Oracle. What the heck is killing? Whoa! Double Adepts in the main. 2 drones down. And one of the Adepts actually manages to escape. She doesn't have the kills, but she will live. If you're into that sort of thing. Is this another? This is another delayed third base. Okay. So this time, quick lair. Neeb saw the lair timing, so he knows it's a quick lair. He's getting another Oracle. YouTube algorithmers around here trying to snipe as many of these drones as he can. Okay, wait. Queen range is insane. 2 kills is good, but now you're kind of trapped back here until you can get recalled. So that's unfortunate. That's another Oracle in production, though, and he's trying to keep scouting. Lair's done. And what is the Spore on the way? He's worried about the Phoenix. He's worried about the Oracles. Third base coming in here in about 4 minutes. That is a late third base. That is so late. This is not standard at all. This poor Oracle has 5 hit points. 5. It's bad is what I'm trying to say. Another Stargate coming up. Phoenix production. He's ready this time. Phoenix scouts in, trying to find a Spire. The answer is Infestation Pit. What? 4-minute Infestation Pit. This looks like my Ultralisk Rush, which it works in team games. It's not very good in one-on-one. I can tell you that much. 1v1's Ultralisk Rush gets crushed immediately. But, okay, so good, fine. Phoenix, more stuff dying. Neeb's in control of this game. Oh, that was a thing. What was it? Back. You. What were you producing when you canceled? Come on. You show me what it was. Because there is a oh, it's a Nidus. Well, why? Okay, he immediately canceled the Nidus. Oh, it is tossing it up here where it can't get scattered as easily. Why the Infestation Pit? What are you Nidusing? Oh, Swarm Hosts. God, I'm an idiot. I haven't seen Swarm Hosts in a while. They were like ridiculously overpowered for a very long time, and then I kind of stopped seeing them on my channel. And then I was like, huh, Swarm Hosts, I guess they're gone. Nope. Infestation Pit means Swarm Hosts. I think these adepts maybe want to... All right. We're going in the Nidus, boys and girls. Preparing for it is what? Apparently we're going Mass Phoenix. Which, I mean, pretty good at killing Locusts. They do that bonus damage versus Light, which is what Locusts are. He doesn't have the Immortals to really wreck this before it comes up. Oh, you know what, though? You know what, though? Okay. All right, he killed a Nidus. 2 more drones going down. I am assuming an Oracle managed to do that. Ling's getting into the third base, but Zealots warp in and chase them away. Or, yeah, man. Third base here for Neeb. Is this... I don't know if this is going to work. Look at this Phoenix play we're seeing right now. He is really all in on these Phoenix. That Nidus does come up. The Locusts are here. They're ready to go. I mean, Neeb scouted this early. He was ready for it. I don't know. Locusts are probably going to expire before they accomplish anything. The Queen's trying to transfuse each other and keep them alive here. And it kind of works, actually. How many more transfuses do you have available? No more. Goodbye, Queen. These... Oh, my gosh. The Queen's all getting lifted and killed. The Locusts do almost nothing. Is Neeb handling Swarm Host Nidus like a boss? Kind of seems like he is. That Nidus trying to come up, but there's an Immortal. No, you focus the Nidus, though. Okay, now he focuses the Nidus, and nothing should come out because that's instant death. The Lings are running around inside the main base, which there's nowhere for them to really go at this point, so they're dead. Another Nidus coming up, but every one of these, they're not free. Oh, more Locusts coming into the third base. They get a couple probes. And by that, I mean 4, which is fine. He really needs to kill this Nidus. But he also needs to kill this Nidus. It's a lot to worry about if you're Neeb right now. It really is. He's lifting and killing the Queens, like, instantly. Which I really enjoy here. The Queen's dying is really nice. And now they're doing their job, and Neeb gets the win! In Game 2 of our Sneaky Threefer! Hey, I haven't done one of these in a while. Sneaky Threefer coming at ya. But Neeb holds it. He holds off Swarm Host Nidus. USA! USA! I haven't seen a Protoss player do this in some time. In fairness, I haven't seen Swarm Host Nidus in some time, but I haven't seen it succeed, or haven't seen it successfully held off by a Protoss in a while. Like 6 months, maybe, it feels like. Beautiful stuff. The Phoenix there to kill the Locust, just 1 Immortal. To deal with any roaches, the Queens that died, so many Queens died. 6 Queens went down. There was 1 on the map. That might have been a tap out just because Serral knew that if the Phoenix wandered across the map here, they'd probably lift and kill all of his drones before these Queens could do anything about it, because there are no Queens at home. The Queens were the all-in portion of this play. He brought the Queens over to transfuse the Swarm Host and keep them alive. But focusing down the queens was genius, and he had enough Phoenix to do it. He hit 11 here. 3 kills on that one, 2 kills on that one. Again, most of these kills are queens and locusts and good kills and beautiful, beautiful stuff, though. Really nice. Income favored Neeb for a long time there because it wasn't all in, right? Serral not really getting up to his normal number of drones. He had 45 at the end of the game. Did end up losing 9, so he was trying to go for 50, but not close to the 80 or 90 he would have at this stage of the game normally. So he cut workers to try to kill Neeb. Couldn't do it. Tapped out in game 2 of our sneaky twofer. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, let's move into game number 3 of our sneaky threefer. We'll be right back on that one, too. Hey, it's a sneaky best of 3 between these two players. Check it out. All right, so we're on Simulacrum here for game number 3. Top left is Neeb, bottom right is Serral. Man, Serral went for that quick kill, didn't he? But it did not work out for him at all. Wrong button there. That's the one that I wanted. To zoom out just a little bit. The music restarts. It feels kind of weird, but hey, is cool. Oh, that was so fun. I'm telling you, I cannot remember the last time I saw a Protoss player hold that off. I've seen Showtime die to it. I've seen SOS die to it. I've seen Stats die to it. I've seen Zets die to it. It's stupid good. And Serral was executing it, and Neeb held it off. Neeb is so good at StarCraft, you guys. He still has the highest ceiling of a lot of players out there. There was a Neeb versus Euthermal game that I cast recently if you're watching this on Patreon, and not so recently if you're watching this on YouTube, because I post these on YouTube a month after I post them on Patreon. But bottom line is I felt that Euthermal was on the way up and Neeb was kind of on the way down. That Neeb has the higher highs and the better career, but Euthermal's increasing in ability every day, it feels like, and getting better and better in 2020. But Neeb just has ways to remind you of who he is and what he's done in the premier tournament that he did get a victory in back in 2016. So, I mean, he's very capable of being ridiculous at this game. And we showed right there. I mean, that is... I'm trying to decide what's more impressive as a Protoss player. Like, what you can do that is more impressive than holding a Swarmhost Nidus play from Serral as Protoss, right? What is more impressive? Maybe beating Serral in a long late games PvZ? That might be more impressive. That is hard to do. That is really hard to do, but we've seen it done. I just haven't seen anybody hold against Swarmhost Nidus in some time. That's it. I know I'm really, like, fanboying out at this, but Neeb's an American. He's the best American StarCraft player. I have high hopes for him to represent my country. It's always bothered me that America created StarCraft and yet somehow, like, is not anywhere near the best country at StarCraft. I'm not even talking about, I would like the US to be the best. I want them to be, like, top 10? Is that too much to ask? The United States is one of the top 10 best StarCraft countries in the world? Because they're not. They're really not. Well, okay, 10 might be a little much. What are we looking at? Obviously Korea, obviously Poland, obviously France. Man, can we say Italy? I don't know, man. I feel like Brazil might give us a run for our money. Feel like Ukraine is up there, Russia's up there. It's just there are a lot of countries that are better at this game than we are, and Neeb represents all of my hopes at this point. I feel like Nina's a fantastic Protoss player. I feel like Jon Snow is a good Zerg player. I like Future of Terran. I love to see what he's going to do in the future for sure. Haha. So there's reasons to hope. But right now, meh. Gotta take our victories where we can get them, basically. So Phoenix in production from Neeb on a Stargate opening. Dep comes in, sees what's what. The saturation on the natural base is pretty heavy. And Serral today is just not interested in taking third bases. This is very strange. Like, normally he would just be like, third base at 2:30. We're going to be maxed out at 7 minutes. Good luck, have fun, Neeb. But today, that's a 3:45 on that third base. He's getting the lair before the third constantly. And it just turns into kind of these all-in scenarios. You know what I mean? Like, those Mutalisks were all in. If they got countered, he was in deep trouble. Like, if Neeb just made a ton of Phoenix, deep trouble. Those Mutas were all dead. And it was what we saw in the last game. The all-in backfired. I mean, it didn't backfire. It just didn't work, and he was dead. So I feel like that's what we're getting here again. It's just another Serral trying to kill Neeb fast, and it might work and it might not. Hydralisk Den coming in from the Zerg player. An Oracle actually on the way from Neeb, and I might have used enough Oracle names for today. I don't have a huge list, so if you want to leave me an Oracle name in the comments, feel free to do so. Just, again, just put Oracle name and then a colon and put what the name is. And if you want to give it a backstory, you can, but you don't have to. If there's just a name, that's fine too. Sometimes the name is all we need, honestly, for it to be awesome. Backstories are also very fun. I'm not telling you not to leave a backstory. Anyway, do what you want. Do what you want, because a pirate is free. That's what I like to say. So, yeah, Hydralisk's on the way. A lot of Hydras on the way, actually. You know what's good against Hydras is a bunch of Adepts, especially with Resonating Glaives. And, like, Phoenix lifting and killing those guys, too. But this is kind of earlier Hydra than I would expect. Did he not scout? I don't think he scouted the Hydralisk Den. I don't think he saw any of the Hydras, because they were still in eggs. Ling's coming up, harassing, trying to see what they can do, trying to keep Neeb at home so these Hydras can come across the map unspotted. Look at this. Neeb's coming back like, get out of here, you Lings. You're annoying me. Oh, I think they might have revealed the Hydralisks there, because they, as they were revealed, jumped on top of the Hydras. There is a Twilight Council coming in, but I don't know if it's here yet. This is so scary. This is incredibly, incredibly scary for Neeb. These Hydras are incredible against Immortals. Like, I'm surprised they're not focusing on the Immortal right now. The Adepts doing what they can. That bonus versus light really kicking in here. And you know what? Neeb holds this early Hydra attack exceptionally well. We're even on resources lost, which, if you're a Protoss player, being even on resources lost with Serral is awesome. It's really, really good. So Serral's like, huh, fourth base, I guess. That early Hydra attack did basically nothing. Range being researched. He's working on a Baneling nest back at his third, but it's a 3-3 base right now. Serral's fourth base is just now coming in. Why is Serral so interested in killing Neeb early today? It's just 3 games in a row. This is a best of 3 series they played in the group stages of Stay at Home Story Cup. But Serral just has no interest in going late game with Neeb. Is it respect? Does he just respect Neeb's abilities when we get to the 20-24 minute mark of a match? He's worried about it? Maybe. That'd be impressive. I mean, that may be like the biggest compliment Serral can give you is, I need to kill you early because I'm scared of your late game, right? Yes, I would say it is. All right, +1 melee attack on the way from Serral, getting centrifugal hooks. This might develop into a bit of a more standard ZVP here. High Templar in production. Storm is not done, nor is it on the way. I keep expecting it to be done, but no. Just Archons. Again, Archons pretty good against the Banelings. The key here is they're bad against Hydras, though. So you want to make your Zerg opponent crash the Banelings into the Archons and not let the Hydras surround them and burn them down. Pro tip here. All right, Neeb's ready to go. These Banelings are waddling in slow-like, getting nice connections on the Zealots. But the Immortal absorbing a lot of the other shots here. Immortal does go down to the Hydralisks. Look at that focus on that Archon. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about right there, is the focus of these Archons with the Hydras, just absolutely melting them. Serral doing what he needs to do here, making some really good trades. This choke you think would favor Neeb, but no, not with these Hydras sitting out here, getting those concaves. Not at all. Meanwhile, Zealot Warp Prism heading down to the south here. I think, yeah, Serral has some idea of this potential course of action, and he's going to be ready for it. Oh, no. How did he... He just knew. Educated guess, man. He's like, there's a warp. I saw that Warp Prism. Where's it going? Probably down this way. to get in my main. I'm going to shut it down. So suddenly it is 72 to 54 army supply in favor of Serral. That's not good for Neeb. Suddenly it's a huge income advantage for Serral. That's not good for Neeb either. This is so many Hydras and Banelings. The Zealots taking the Baneling hits. That's not what they want. Stasis catching stuff up, but bam! Serral gets the win. And Neeb taps out in 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, so 3 little sub 10-minute games here for you today. Serral just shows up with a massive, massive army. There's nothing to stop this many Hydras. There's no Storm. Storm's not done yet. There's not enough charge lots because they keep eating Banelings. The Archons are terrible. The Immortals are terrible against this many Hydralisks. And yeah, that third base is done. Serral's on 4th bases, and Neeb taps out. So 3 kind of abrupt finishes here, but sometimes shorter games are that way, right? If you lose something big early in the game, it's more important than if it's something big at the 20-minute mark, right? Because you have other income that can help buoy you for the time being. But beautiful, beautiful stuff. But that's going to be it from me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.